Hi everyone, I'm Bill Mustafa at Bill_Mustafa on Twitter. Welcome to the Fantasy in Frames Rookie Prospect Profile Series. We'll be taking a look at some of the prospects entering the 2023 NFL Draft that we believe could have a positive impact on your Dynasty team or teams. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Texas running back Roschon Johnson. But before we get into Roschon Johnson, please do not forget to subscribe to the Fantasy in Frames YouTube channel and to visit us at fantasyinframes.com for all of your fantasy football needs each and every year. Okay, let's get into Texas running back, not that one, other Texas running back, Roschon Johnson. Okay, so let's talk about some of his strengths. And first and foremost, it's the man's size. 6'2", 225 pounds. This is a big back. This is a Najee Harris size back. Yeah, just to give you an idea, an NFL comp size wise of a guy that you'll be looking at, a bigger running back. And that plays into one of my favorite Roschon Johnson strengths, and something that really popped off on tape for me is his ability to protect the passer. In pass pro, he's a guy that shows real ability and real pride in his ability to keep his quarterback upright and pick up the blitz and pick up that lone rusher. It's a weird skill. It's a weird strength when we try and translate that to fantasy points and fantasy players, because obviously you're not going to get any points for how many times the running back picks up the blitz or picks up the free rusher and keeps his quarterback upright. But what I will say is that it's a quick way for him to get on the field as a rookie. If he's able to demonstrate in training camp what we've seen on tape at the college level, that he is able to identify defenses and keep his quarterback upright, coaches will trust him on the field. They will say, that's fine. That's a rookie running back that we know we can trust in pass pro and that offers us everything. As well as the ability to run the ball, he offers us the ability to keep the quarterback upright. So again, interesting strength when you translate it to the fantasy game. Not something you're necessarily going to get points for, but it will allow him to find the field early as a rookie. And if you want fantasy points, you've got to be on the field. That's the first rule. Okay, let's get more into his ability as a runner. Contact balance. This dude is not easy to bring down at all. Now, again, 6'2", 225. His size plays a massive part in that. But it's the way that he's able to ride tackles, the way he's able to bounce off single tacklers and just keep moving, keep gaining yards, falling forward always. Again, like I said, size is the big thing, but it's almost a natural instinct to position his body in a way. He sees hits come in, almost position his body in a way to absorb the hit and keep on moving forward. Something that really popped out in Roschon Johnson's game and something that does translate to Sundays for running backs. Finally, with the strengths, I really like his patience. Now, big running backs don't typically tend to have a lot of patience behind the line of scrimmage. They want the ball in their hand. They want to, hit the line hard, get into contact, try and get to the second level and bully defensive players that are, their size or smaller. Roschon Johnson's got a little bit of patience, a little bit about him, a little bit of Lev Bell about him, where he can take the hand off, watch, and then hit the hole and go. And when he hits the hole, he hits it violently. Now, it's not a Jamar Gibbs type vision or a Sean Tucker type vision, these smaller, faster backs, but it's enough that it's noticeable. And especially when you add the size of Roschon Johnson, it shows on tape. He doesn't just take the ball and run as fast as he can straight into one of his offensive linemen. That's not what we see when you watch Roschon Johnson, and that's a bonus. Okay, let's move on to some of his weaknesses. Now, a very recent weakness, the injury bug. So at the Senior Bowl, he broke a bone in his hand. That's going to require surgery. And let's see how that affects, one, his draft stock. Does it make him fall a round or two? If so, we know that translates poorly, round 5, round 6 running backs compared to round 3, round 4 running backs when it comes to fantasy production. And also, how early is he going to be able to start as a rookie? One of the big strengths, like I said, pass protection, his ability to get on the field early. If he's recovering from a broken hand, if he can't show, like I said, that pass protection ability because of his hand, is he going to be trusted to get on the field early? And that obviously devalues him as a fantasy asset. Okay, lateral agility. That's something else that does pop. He's a big boy, but he's a little bit stiff, moving east to west. He's very clearly a north to south back. He likes to get the ball in his hands. And as I said previously, he does have a little bit of patience at the line, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to go patience, bounce it outside. It's more patience, let a lane open between the tackles, hit that hole hard. So it's a bit of a worry because he's not a necessarily do it all running back. But yeah, lateral agility, something that is a weakness, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to work on it. He seems quite stiff, like I said, moving east to west. Okay, playmaking ability. He's not a guy that has home run speed. He's not Bijan Robinson. He's not Jamar Gibbs. His speed, it doesn't hinder him. He's not slow, but he doesn't have the ability, in my opinion, to take it 50, 60 yards to the house if he breaks one. He will get caught from behind. And he doesn't often pick up more than what the O-line has blocked for him. If the O-line blocks for a play that's to pick up 5 yards, he's typically going to get you 5. They block for 10, he's typically going to get you 10. He's not, like I said, a home run hitter, and he's not a guy that typically makes space for himself or makes plays all on his own. He's pretty much whatever the O-line gives me, I'll take. Okay, so let's talk about his fantasy value and summary as a prospect. NFL draft, I expect him to be taken between the 3rd and 4th round. I had him squarely in the 3rd round before the injury. I'm interested to see how that drops him. I think it might drop him maybe around. I'll be surprised if he's not taken off the board by the end of round 4. He has lots of traits that NFL teams will like. Like I said, pass pro, and then the contact balance and the patience, those do translate to the NFL level, and he possesses those. So I can imagine NFL teams liking him maybe more than we as fantasy analysts or fantasy players do, which is a great bonus. It should help him see the field early. Again, got to be on the field to pick up points. I also like the fact, and I think NFL coaches and front offices will like the fact that he's not been abused as a ball carrier. A lot of these college backs, they get run, hundreds and hundreds of carries over their college career. The fact that Roschon Johnson's been sharing the backfield with Bijan Robinson, it's almost saved him. He's not got the wear and tear that other backs in the class have. So we could potentially see the best of Roschon Johnson as a pro compared to what he did in college, which is rare. It doesn't happen very often, but very possibly because of the situation that happened in a Texas backfield over his career. Very, very possible that we see the best of Roschon as a pro and in the NFL. In my opinion, when it comes to fantasy drafts, rookie drafts, I think he's a pretty good value. Mid-second to mid-third, again, depends what round is he taken, who's taking him. All of that affects that potential of where we're going to take a guy like Roschon Johnson. But I think at this point in the offseason, mid-round 2 to mid-round 3, I'm pretty comfortable taking him in that area. I think he's a must-draft handcuff prospect. So if he goes to the Titans and you have Derrick Henry, it doesn't matter if you've got to reach a little bit, go get Roschon Johnson. If you've got Alvin Kamara and the Saints take him, you need to go and get him, especially with the stuff hanging over Alvin Kamara at the moment. For me, my opinion, as on Roschon Johnson as a prospect, imagine Najee Harris, as we said before, they're very similar size, but minus the receiving ability and minus that hype coming out, that sort of Alabama tax you have to pay for rookies and prospects. Okay, so that's our breakdown on Texas running back Roschon Johnson. Guys, please remember, subscribe Fantasy in Frames on YouTube and visit us at fantasyinframes.com for all of your fantasy football needs.